So viewers, we have with us a renowned economist, Padma Bhushan, Lord Meghnad Desai with us. Hello sir, thanks for being a part of this interview. Sir, current economic situation, if we just look at the global situation, also the Indian situation, every economy is actually interlinked, intertwined. In such a scenario, we have a fractured global economy across, leaving apart the United States. How do you think Indian economic situation currently is in an efficient position to tackle the negative effects of this fractured global economy?
Well, I think every economy across the world has to face the problem that the developed countries are going to be in stagnation for a while. They're not going to be able to resume growth very soon. So a big market that developing countries used to have to export to is going to be very tight. And therefore, countries will have to increasingly rely on their own domestic markets or markets of each other, of the emerging economies will have to rely on each other's. You see, India has traditionally been not as dependent upon exports as China and other countries. So to that extent, if our growth faltered, it was because of our own domestic policy problems. So what is important is that the new government actually gets rid of those domestic policy distortions, especially there is a policy paralysis. That is gone because the government is active, is being very decisive, and then it has to choose the right policies. And that's also going to happen. We're actually all waiting for the February budget, and let's see. The government will have had time to think through its economic policy, and I'm sure that Arun Jaitley will give us a good budget.
So coming back to the macroeconomic details of India, people talk about. In fact, I just wanted your critical analysis on this, because even the media started talk about the inflation levels going down, or talking about the current account deficit or the fiscal deficit or the GDP for that matter. The fact is, the 40% down of the global crude oil prices actually helped it. Yeah. And from the domestic stance by the Indian government, or say from the Indian economic point of view, do you think there is still scope?
No, I think the global oil prices are going to stay down for a while. I don't see this as a cyclical movement. I think everywhere there is a conviction that this is a serious decline. So the demand for oil is down. Shale oil is replacing. And of course, the lower the oil price is, of course, shale gets discouraged because shale cannot be. So there's going to be very interesting development. I think overall energy prices are down and they'll stay down. And the danger of inflation, of oil price rises, will be gone for a while. We don't know for how long, but it will go on for a while. No, I think India should actually take advantage of that. My own view.
How effective will this interest rate cuts, if at all, if it comes in maybe in the next bi-monthly review? Do you think it can actually kickstart the investment cycle and boost the economy?
No, I think basically India was not a high inflation country, but it has become a high inflation country in the last 3 years. And I think Raghuram Rajan is entirely right in saying we've got to be patient, we've got to actually go for the medium run and get the inflation out of the system. Obviously, monetary policy alone cannot do it. There might be supply side thing, but it's not his job to do the supply side changes. Supply side changes happen somewhere else. But he, as a person looking on the demand side, cannot actually relax a policy. And I think people just have to get used to it, that they can't expect inflation not under control, expect a rate cut, and then complain when inflation goes up again.
Yeah. So finally, when you're talking about the budget, you also mentioned about the budget. There's a statement that has come from the finance minister that second generation economic reforms are underway. What are your expectations, or what is the big thing which you're expecting? Well,
my expectations are high. I think I would say that the reforms will take not just one budget, but more than one budget. Yes. But let us see. I'm hoping that the finance minister will lay down the roadmap of what is going to happen over the future. And I think the country and the world expects some sort of roadmap. That's what we will give it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot for giving this opportunity. That's me.